All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crenbowl Season 8, Week 2. We have a match going to be commentating here today between Robin as Kislev and Grant Fife as Chaos Dwarves. And,
Yes, in fact, it looks like they've just, they're ready when we are.
okay,
I was just messaged.
well, we are in fact ready.
Fantastic. We'll just have to look over their teams while they're doing setup.
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted to start with the Kislev?
Yeah, we may as well.
No level ups yet, so a fairly brand new batch of level 1s.
Yes, it looks that way. Ball TV.
Nuclear War being his lineman who got MVP last time, and only one SPP for his catcher, Super Volcano Eruption, for the threats to our existence. 3 team rerolls though, so it should be fairly safe. No Apothecary, so might see a death or two.
Yes, or at least some injuries, for sure. Potentially. He may choose to play it safe. That is one thing about Kislev. With the leaping and things, they have a good way to kind of keep themselves engaged without being directly on top of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure Robin's making sure we post the link to this stream in the general chat for the viewer league.
Okay, will do.
Nothing like some good old Blood Bowl in the early afternoon.
Mm-hmm. On President's Day, no less.
I don't think George Washington would have wanted it any other way.
Indeed. Now moving on to the Chaos Dwarf team at 1000 TV higher. I have Greg's Marauders.
The Marauders.
They had one level up from week 1 on Silvertooth, the blocker.
What level up does he have? Looks like.
Got Claw.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Don't know that that'll be terribly useful, except maybe against the bear against Kislev. There's not a lot of. They're not a particularly armored team by any means.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see a bear on. Yeah, there is no bear on the Kislev team.
Well, there you go. Even further proof.
Just a bunch of fleshy men. Apart from that, just the Grinch, the Hobgoblin, is out this week. Lost a movement allowance on week 1.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Might almost be worth if he gets the money to replace that hobgoblin.
Mm-hmm. Apart from that, we got 2 team rerolls, an Apothecary, and 1 fan factor for the Marauders. See if we can't find their match now.
There is nothing more fun than saying Marauder. So this match is going to be great for that. Yes, they should be loading in the stadium any second now. So,
Okay.
for anyone playing along at home, we're going to see quite the interesting match today. No bear, so no big guy. But looking at the roster, it's possible. I was uncertain, but did Robin suffer a loss of bear in the first match? Because there is a gap in his roster, I noticed.
That's very possible. I didn't actually look at what his week 1 lineup looked like.
Yeah, that'll. If that's the case, that's a pretty hard loss for the first game.
That is an expensive bear.
You know, to be fair though, I don't know very many cheap bears. I feel like any bear you buy in this life or in Blood Bowl is going to be a little expensive.
What is the going rate for bears nowadays? I've never actually been in the market.
You know, we'll have to look into it, but it's at least a couple of grand, I would guarantee. Still waiting on that stadium to load in. Possible, given the sort of disparity between the two teams, that they are currently just doing quite a bit in the inducements page.
Mm-hmm.
Stadium's loading now, I'm told.
Okay. I'm frantically refreshing the search page.
It's alright, if their Blood Bowl is anything like mine, that'll take a moment. The loading for the actual game takes just a moment. So, we'll get right into the action. So, given after looking at the two teams, who are you favoring in this matchup so far?
Well, the Chaos Dwarves do have the only level up in this entire field. They also do have a big guy. I didn't see anyone really able to take care of that on the Kislev team, but they are going to be agile enough to just leap around and do what they need to do to move the ball. So I think I'm going to put my money on the Kislev team.
Interesting, interesting. All right. I think we're in for an interesting matchup because Robin is a very good coach, so I definitely give this a slight leaning towards the Kislevs. But at the same time, I think if the Chaos Dwarves really really push into it, they have a pretty good chance of tying them up enough that the leaping might not be quite enough. Nothing yet. Stadium's taken a while, I see.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, that's a good motto to live by. Much better than my woodshop coach, who always was pretty okay with cut twice, measure whatever. Eyeball it a little. Things will work out.
Here it is. Up now.
There, perfect. Loading in now. Like we meant to do it. Either way, I think we're in for a very interesting game. I always love seeing these kind of interesting teams like the Kislev. Ooh, and we've got a rainy game.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to rewind back to the start of the match?
I think we're all right since they're still in the setup phase. We can just leave it from here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's see who's. We got Greg's Marauders currently setting up.
Oh, a blitz.
And okay. Ooh, that's a good one for the Kislevs to get kind of back in there, using that extra agility to potentially make a push for that ball or put some heavy pressure on whether or not the Marauders are going to get in there.
Yeah, if they don't get knocked down, this could lead to an early touchdown.
Very potentially. Although, with the rain, things are going to be a little bit more difficult. Let's see. So, what do you think right now is, which side do you think? It's pretty even all spread around. He's obviously got to push in over here, but who do you think is going to be the blitz target?
I would honestly try to knock out Angry Aaron, the Hobgoblin. The least amount of armor to get an early knockout or potentially an injury just to get that player advantage would be who I'd try to knock out first. Gotcha.
You think kind of mark early up here and then go deep for that nice, solid Angry Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But who to do it with? Seems like a Gamma Ray Burst might be the one to do it. This blitzer here on the right side of the field.
He can make with some crafty leaps and one go for it.
Yeah, it's definitely doable. He's got a hard road to get there, but yep, that's the one he's going for. But he is just going for Quirky Quinn, which works out for him in the end. Anytime you can knock down any kind of dwarf, especially the Chaos Dwarves do start with a pretty solid amount of starting skills. Ooh, and an early stun there is really good for putting pressure on that ball.
One hit, one armor break.
So, with this, it's dangerous. He could have dodged out. He's not going to do that. He's just going to put more pressure on. Look at that heed. Not entirely sure what that's supposed to mean, but this Chaos Dwarf blocker putting pressure on him, keeping this side of the field as secure as possible to start putting pressure on that ball.
Yep, I do like the conservative play early on. You need to maintain your player advantage whenever possible.
Absolutely. Now, oh, and a leap. Oh, that's going to make things much more interesting.
Oh, I didn't make the go for it.
Early reroll on that. No. Oh, and a KO, too.
We were just saying how conservative play was smart early on. This is what happens.
True. Some of those big-time plays can really put you at a great advantage, but now we've got kind of this tied-up numbers, but with the Marauders having the capability of getting Quirky Quinn back pretty quickly here, it's going to be an interesting quality of life for them. But, all right, what do you, now, given this early Blitz event, what do you think the Marauders, what's their priority right now? Surrounding the ball, trying to get pressure off of their right-hand side? Where do you think they're going with this?
With Kislev, they're essentially elves without being elves. They're so slippery, so I definitely would want to get control of that ball just to make sure that they don't get an early touchdown on me, especially when I'm the one who's supposed to have the ball. And now whether they do that versus just picking it up or hitting them, that remains to be seen.
Absolutely. All right. Getting in people surrounding the ball, putting nice protection on it, and then doing their free hits before they get over to try and pick it up. Makes sense. Pretty standard play. Especially given that with the rain and everything, they will have to risk potentially dropping that ball over the sideline and seeing where that flies it.
I will be amazed if they manage to pick up the ball on their first attempt.
Yes. 2 rerolls, that's going to be an interesting one.
Here comes that Claw Dwarf.
Ooh. Gets it. Ooh, and a stun, too. Not great early on for the Kislev. However, they're still only down 1 player, and despite that slight disadvantage, they have really good pressure right now, so there's not enough hits that they can take. Oh, and there it goes.
Yep, it did bounce out too.
Ooh, very dangerous spot for the Chaos Dwarves.
Uh-huh.
Yes, because now the Kislev just need to slightly slip away to pick it up and just cage up.
Yep,
or
with those stubby legs of the Dwarves, they're never going to catch them.
Yeah, or they pick that up, leap over, and they run. This puts some interesting tools back into Robin's belt. I, for one, am very excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to try to push away that dwarf to free up those other people to potentially make a cage further down the field.
Which is a very good idea. That frees up flawed moral system. You know what? That's a very good threat to our existence.
It is.
Super volcano eruption, also free. Interesting that super volcano eruption is a catcher. I would have named that the Blitzer, but I guess when everyone's a threat to humanity, you know, you kind of got to pick your battles.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yes. So one danger is he obviously has, with leaps and everything, a solid way to get away from the front line here, but this front line is very clogged up.
It is. And they're going to be a tough nut to crack. They're not falling over even with the player advantage on the right side of the field, or left side, depending on your perspective.
Yes. Currently watching from the, since they were kicked off too, I'm looking from the side of the Chaos Dwarves. Interesting stuff. Okay, so he's gotten a lot of pushes, which has not probably been what he's wanting here.
Nope. Definitely not. And when he does get them both down, he doesn't have a lot to do it.
Yep, just a lot of knockdowns happening here. And besides that, block wouldn't even help him in this instance since all of these Chaos Dwarves already have it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just a matter of, pushing them as far away as possible. Now he has this blitzer free. Hostile aliens. My favorite threat to humanity.
Mm-hmm. Will he go for the pickup, though, is my biggest concern. He does have a stunned catcher just off to his right.
Yes. The difficulty here is definitely that he can try and pick it up. Difficult with the rain. But where does he go at that point? They are well pressured on this side. He's got to go for the reroll on that.
Oh, he gets it.
Okay, he did get it.
And back to some relative safety amongst his friends, and goes for a hit, too.
Oh, I see. He went, that was an interesting move. Going through that. So, ooh, he's still in a dangerous spot, because that Hobgoblin could just stand up and blitz him right here. However, he is pretty well protected from the not dodgy at all Dwarves on this side of the field. Even, especially since they can only get so many hits on his front line here.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's in a dangerous spot, but he's probably in one of the better he can be, given the situation.
I do like the move of setting the flawed moral system off there to help prevent the hobgoblins coming in on the sideline to really mess them up.
A thing human society should do in general, setting aside our flawed moral systems. To protect from hobgoblins. Look, the metaphor breaks down a little bit, but I think it's still pretty clear what I mean.
I follow you the whole way through.
Fantastic. The centaurs are definitely going to be something he's going to have to watch out for. They have a lot more movement than their slightly stumpier Chaos Dwarf counterparts. And the strength that really pushes well above the Hobgoblin range. Ooh, that's a reroll right there.
Even being half horse, though, they can't hope to match some of the speeds of these Kislev circus dwellers.
That's true. Okay, that's a push right there, pushing him out of that. But he's still not engaged with anyone. And this Hobgoblin only has a 1 die on him. And I don't think he has much likelihood of getting anyone in there to assist. So, is it worth it to take that risk when you've already used your reroll?
I think absolutely. Do the free moves of moving your centaur, and then absolutely go for that blitz to even just try get that ball out of their hands.
He in fact didn't do that though.
Oh.
Meaning he might be trying to... No, I don't think he has a hit on the ball carrier this turn.
Interesting seeing Silvertooth just stay right there without losing a blitz.
Very interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see how this does for him, because now he has definitely got this side of the field locked down. The side that his blitzer is on is going to be a monster to try and get through.
It is a scary-looking screen of dwarves that he has there, but Kislev can just leap right over it.
Very potentially, yes. But there's also the idea, could he potentially... Oh, no, he's going for the blitz right here, trying to get the Hobgoblin off to free up as much movement as possible from the blitzer. But where do you put him right now? Yeah, it's the only place that makes any kind of sense.
Yep, just free up that runner. Hopefully give him some breathing room.
Give him enough of a head start that he can take that leap somewhere that won't put him into too much dodging. But we'll see how that goes. He also might decide to take a few other hits, potentially, or try and dodge away some things to try and set up a cage further down, because especially with that centaur right there, that centaur has actually some pretty poor dodging ability, but could get out of that situation fairly easily to chase down anyone right now. Yes, okay.
Taking a much more defensive position.
He is deciding he's going to try and exploit the fact that these guys can't get around as much. He's trying to force them.
Brief double skull there. Quickly re-rolled. Into an armor break. An injury armor break at that.
Ooh.
No long-term effect, but who says that Chaos Dwarves are a tough nut to crack?
Huh. You know, it always seems to be that when you get across these really powerful, strong, hard to injure teams, that's when injuries hit the hardest. Okay, did decide to take a leap there. Oh, is he going to try and hit this centaur?
That centaur is kind of all on his own. Even with 4 strength, he can't really stand up to three men all at once.
All right, that puts him down, which means for right now, his blitzer is entirely safe of anyone even trying to get that ball from him. There's just nobody that can reach him right now. Ooh, that is good because now the he's taken really good care of this line based on the movements he's done. Ooh, and the very long legs to get over here.
Where is he going?
I think right now he is just giving a. Oh no, never mind. Oh, he might be putting him as a scoring threat, forcing Grant Fafile to sort of split himself. Because he's now a scoring threat, so he has to at least commit some resources down here. Otherwise, he's got the chance of doing a long bomb or a couple of handoffs down to a guy that's pretty much just free in his back half.
Yeah, that's very true. But as a catcher, only having 2 strength, 1 hobgoblin is enough to deal with him.
Ooh, that was maybe a worthy foul, but it's hard to say. He did only stun him, but at the same time, a stun here is pretty good against such a powerful piece.
I don't know. It's bad luck getting sent off on your first foul. You had just evened up the player count, and now you're back at a disadvantage again with
That's
that
true.
injury
Although
earlier.
he did at least strategically use his loner piece to do so. So he's at least guaranteed to get all of his rerolls.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay, a
All right.
lot of stuns.
Just a stun,
Gamma ray
that's fine.
burst. Gamma ray burst struck down by Quirky Quinn. A fun sentence if I've ever said one.
Yeah, I'm worried for this flawed AI moral system all alone with an hobgoblin that can just blitz him for a 2-die all on his own. I don't think he's gonna last very much time in the behind enemy lines there.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. But does he try and use his blitz to get further up the field towards the ball carrier? Or does he use his blitz on this one guy who's just here? Okay, uses it on the one guy who's just here.
Yep.
Works out for him, though. Ooh, works out well for him with another stun. That's 2 stuns in a row from these hits. And there goes the centaur. That's some heavy pressure on that ball carrier now.
Oh. Thank goodness for sure
Ooh,
feet.
yeah. He can't get all the way to him. Ooh, that's a tough one to get right there. No injury, but that's always the risk you take. Especially because now that opens engineered bioweapon up to potentially get past the ball and start making his push down there. As currently all he needs to do is a fairly easy leap and he's over the line.
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially with super volcano eruption almost free. All he needs to do is get rid of all caps Golden Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Should be
interesting.
easy. He's got the players here to help.
Yes, I think what he's doing is he might be using this to use super volcano eruption to try and knock Golden Gary down, and then use his back 3 as a vehicle to get the ball, set up a cage in sort of a slightly more moderate area of the field. Oh, interesting. Another assist. He really wants to beat the crap out of this dwarf. And it kind of worked. He does get a push.
Definitely not what he was hoping for, but it does
No.
something.
Yeah, pushes him up, potentially setting up the secondary hit from nuclear war. All right, let's see. What? Okay, he did finally get the hit on him. He's going to push one of his guys, or potentially this other Chaos Dwarf, further down the field, clearing up some space.
Yep, I like the move of pushing your own guy here, give him some room.
Okay, okay. So now the only one he's got free is the artificial black hole. So is he going to move the ball down past to him, get him into a safer position, or is he just going to attempt to play keep away with hostile aliens? Nope, he is going for the pass.
Yeah, you couldn't risk trying to just keep away with that centaur right breathing down your neck.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's definitely the right move. It was just difficult to tell quite what he was doing given the order of operations of really trying to smack this dwarf first.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't believe it was the wrong move, but just based on the dwarf not going down right away, he did commit a lot of resources to that single dwarf. And now he might decide to take these going for it. Nope.
Oh.
Instead, he went for a leap that did not work. He's only got the one roll left. Will he use it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think marking Teething Thomas is too important here. He's got to go for him.
He can get up on the proper side of him too, on the sort of far side facing artificial black hole. If he gets him on that side, yeah, right there, to make it as hard as possible to dodge away.
Luckily, Angry Aaron is just out of range. He can hope to mark him with 2 go for it, but
that's all he can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be a danger given the situation that they're currently in, trying to get him all the way to mark. You know, especially with only one re-roll left, do you want to risk it on a going for it? Especially when you may need to dodge Teething Thomas out or any of these other players.
I'd be amazed if he tries to dodge with Teething Thomas.
Oh, I highly doubt that he would do that, but whatever he's trying to do, he's gotta really commit to it, because artificial black hole just has a straight shot. He can score if he's not stopped.
Yep, doesn't even have to make a go for it. So I assume he's going to have to blitz with Teething Thomas and get him free to go try to at least mark the artificial black hole.
Which is the difficult thing, because, yep, there's the dodge.
He did try it.
Well, he kind of had to. There isn't another way to free Teething Thomas. Yeah. Ooh, and he gets the both down.
He did get it. Wow.
Okay. Now this puts an interesting spot, because Angry Aaron can go and try and pick it up right now. Or at the very least, mark it. Yep, that's what he's going for. Nope. Nope.
A little bit of respite for Robin that they didn't manage to pick it up.
Just a little, because the major asteroid impact does have a chance to go over there and get it. Although, he's using jump up, trying to use full movement on this guy potentially, or just stand him up to get some hits on Blueberry Bob or Golden Gary.
Yeah, I think he's definitely meant to just help out hitting that big blueberry.
Alright, pushing him. Then he's likely to, follow that up. I think then he might use engineered bioweapon to try and smack Golden Gary and get another decent hit on this centaur, because if you can keep the centaurs down, that's generally worth it. You get those extra assists to try and mitigate Silvertooth.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one is unchallenged to be able to lend their strength to try to take down Redhead Robert.
Exactly, which is The Kislev have a unique situation with their leaping that can give them that capability. But the Chaos Dwarves are doing a really good job of doing what these kind of heavier teams do best, and that's just keeping everyone preoccupied. You're not going anywhere without making dodge, without doing something.
Not leaping onto the ball didn't work out.
Ooh. And into a stun, which is rough. Because he had put the other guy there, he was hoping to get Artificial Black Hole, catch the ball, and then just do a quick pass.
Now
Oh,
we're in
going
surf
right
range.
for it to trying to get him surfed. He does it too.
Another knockout.
Ooh. The good thing about this for Robin is, at the very least, knockouts are not permanent, and if a score is to happen, he gets a chance to get those guys back.
Yeah, this half is not looking super great for the Kislev now.
It's true, although they have done a phenomenal job of keeping the Chaos Dwarves away from scoring as well. It is difficult for the Centaurs, who are the only pieces with, who are the pieces with the most movement, to actually get the ball, especially in the bad weather, and get it down. So keeping it on this side of the field as long as he has is going to put some difficult times on the Marauders to actually get into scoring position, given their just difficulty with the ball handling lately. Oh, but
Oh.
finally somebody gets it.
Yeah, thankfully too, because he didn't have any rerolls to spend on that.
No, he did not. Oh, and another stun we've got over here on Quirky Quinn, which is gonna be, I think, pretty instrumental in Robin's strategy now, because only Blueberry Bob on these three guys, all he needs is a push from one of them, and he's got two guys he can try and leap over to hit this dude.
Yeah, Blueberry Bob feeling a bit outnumbered now. Thankfully, though, Quirky Quinn was not knocked out thanks to Thick Skull.
Yes. Oh man. Let's hope you don't get squished like your namesake, Bob.
It was a foregone conclusion.
Well, let's see if anything happens with it. Oh! And another stun. This is a stun-heavy game.
Yeah. Almost as many people on the ground as there are standing up right now.
Yep, putting him in the way, trying to interfere with it. Now, where does he put engineered bioweapon, though? Does he attempt to leap over, get over there for a blitz, or does he just try and put him up to support Gamma Ray Burst?
I would personally put him to tag the Redhead Robert, because otherwise he's just gonna come over and smash Gamma Ray Burst.
Of Robin's team, which is your favorite potential threat to our existence? Personally, I'm a little too close to it. I do not like natural pandemic.
Topical.
Too topical.
I don't know. I've never been to Yellowstone, so I think Super Volcano Eruption is going to be my pick of the day.
Gotcha. All right. Is he going to try and make the dodge, or is he going for a leap with this blitz?
Yeah, he's got to go for the leap. You can't challenge two dwarves all by your own.
No, that would be dangerous, but it worked out for him. And now he just has to run over, smack this guy. And it works. This has been... Oh. Ooh, and a KO is great right there.
Yep, definitely could have made the game right there.
Okay, now we've got another situation where, with all of these stuns, with all of these different things going on, it's going to be interesting. I don't think either team has a particular advantage right now in actually scoring this half.
Yeah, I don't think that the Chaos Dwarves will be able to move it down with only 3 turns left to go. To that point, I think Natural Pandemic has to try to pick it up here. Doesn't go for it, though.
Okay, so we've still got the two Chaos Dwarfs stunned. He's going to try and surround the ball and get a Hobgoblin in there to pick it up. But with Natural Pandemic right there, that's going to be a tall order right now.
Yep, gonna try to clear it up with One Horn Harry.
Ooh, he does get him pushed off, but they're still right there, which is not really what he wants right now. If they're not going down, that's still a pretty big threat to them being able to move this ball. Try and get everybody marked as possible.
Here comes the pickup attempt. No rerolls.
But who's it going to go to? Ooh, tough. Not a bad spot for the Chaos Dwarves. Definitely not the best spot for Kislev, but major asteroid impact is totally free. Up here, we've got Gamma Ray Burst totally free. Nuclear War has open movement. He's got a pretty good amount of pieces that can do some interesting plays here. He's going to, for one, take this hit on the Centaur to try and clear up the center of the field, looks like. And he gets it. I think he's knocked down this Centaur every time he's tried to hit it.
His armor is staying strong.
Okay, so now where does he put Gamma Ray Burst? What's your play? Your Kislev right now, what's your play?
Let's see. With so few players to try to get into that ball, I think, honestly, my play is to just try to prevent them from scoring. It's too risky otherwise, and I want to keep my guys from getting hurt, but this would be probably what I would make too, is just try to get at least something going with player advantage with Silvertooth, having two players push him onto the ball, knock it loose.
Okay. That does definitely make it at least a little bit safer to try and go for, but not exactly ideal still. Okay, he's going to take a hit on the... All right. He's getting him surrounded now.
Yep.
Although with those Chaos Dwarf, the Hobgoblin, who is, I just realized, named... I don't know how to say that, actually.
Glubbums the Sniffer, of course.
Ah, Glubms the Sniffer. What was I thinking? Wow, I am kind of surprised. I don't think I've ever seen this many leaps fail.
Yeah, he's running at about like a 50% leap success rate at this point.
Yeah, he's gotten like an absurd amount of ones on his leaps.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wow, that is really bad
Yeah,
right now.
Definitely not what he needed. At least he stood up his two dwarves first.
That's true, and he got them moving. Wow, this is an interesting... This is a fascinating game.
Only 2 turns left for Kislev. I don't think they're going to be able to pull off a touchdown, though. It'll be close.
They have the movement to potentially do it, and they do still have downfield the artificial black hole. If they can stand him up, get him into the end zone, a pass can do it. The problem is they need the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning they need to get Golden Gary off of it. So I think that's their blitz target this time.
100%. Yep, I agree.
Especially since all 3 of these guys are free. This Centaur can't do anything right now.
Yeah,
He
unfortunately,
forgot to stand him up.
Yeah, didn't have that foresight to stand up that Centaur. That's going to bite him in the ass right about now.
Yeah, because he's got that blitzer in range to smack up on Golden Gary. And even if it's just a push, he can push him, potentially push the Centaur, and get all of his guys surrounding the ball. Who does he use, though? Because he's got a couple of blitzers in range. But the tough thing is, he may want to use one of them to actually start running the ball.
I'd personally use hostile aliens just to get in there. That's going to use most of his movement. That way you have more flexibility with Gamma Ray Burst and what you want to do.
That's a good plan. Nothing like a good old combination of gamma bursts and hostile aliens.
Yeah, it looks like he agrees. Going for the Hobgoblin, though, or does he?
No, he is in fact going for the Chaos Dwarf,
Okay.
which makes the most sense right now. I think pushing him up, fair enough. I think pushing him up still may have been the best idea, because now that Hobgoblin is free on the side where he's going to have to be running.
Yep.
And if he can't make the touchdown this turn, that's maybe going to bite him.
No, go for it. So maybe he's planning on the toss next turn?
Very potentially. Because I think he's going for Gamma Ray Burst to pick it up. Oh, he might be trying to now knock the ball loose? Try and push his guy. Nope, okay. An interesting strategy here. Okay, he didn't get the ball, but
Yep.
where did he go? Okay.
The best laid plans, right? All for naught. Just can't pick it up.
It could be, but he does have a fairly good chance by the way that his players are set up and the difficulty for dwarves to dodge anywhere, and especially to pick up this ball right now. He's got a chance still. Yeah, especially after choosing this. He's officially got 3/4 of a cage around this ball.
Mm-hmm.
And with that stunned dwarf right there, unless he can get someone onto, which now he has the opportunity to, but Gamma Ray Burst still has an opening to just jump onto that ball, pass it on down to Artificial Black Hole. Okay, there's the toughie.
Yeah, this is a sticky situation for Kislev. At this point, you just don't have the muscle to break down enough people.
It's true. But honestly, there's some stickiness to the situation that the Chaos Dwarves are in too. Well, we'll see if that holds after this. Okay, he's going to push him onto the ball to try and knock it loose, try and knock it away. We got... Okay.
Oh, it did
my
end up
God.
going back to Gamma Ray Burst.
Yep,
Wow.
it got... Gamma Ray got it. And now he can't hit him. So this is great for Kislev.
Oh, yeah. That was a fatal mistake, I think, pushing him onto the ball. One leap.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote.
Especially with Kislev having getting the ball next half. It's hard for a team like this. This team, very good for defense overall, I would say. A Chaos Dwarf, your Nurgles, your Chaos Warriors, your Chaos Dwarves. They're great for defense, but they can be really hard. They can be great for stopping and defense, but it's hard for them to then get the ball and actually return it. It's hard to get a turnaround on that situation.
Mm-hmm. Now here, I wouldn't mess around with any sort of blocks. It's far too important for Gamma Ray Burst to just get out of there. And
honestly,
risking a skull.
I'd say just stand everybody up so that there is as much interference as possible, and then just leap Gamma Ray, or even just toss right now.
There is a leap. Thankfully, not another one.
So now he's just gonna potentially, he's just gonna go for it with the Blitzer, which makes sense.
Yep, smart move.
Once you get the leap, there's no reason to put more risk on that play.
Here I thought we were going to have a 0-0 first half.
It's always those last-minute plays that are the biggest. Just some regular old human cheerleaders on behalf of the Kislev team. Let's see if Robin can now get some guys back. Because if he gets back some of his knocked-out players, I think he has a pretty good chance of just keeping... either getting a 2-0 game or keeping the ball away from the Chaos Dwarves for the half. He might just attempt to do that. Now that he's got the score up, he might just try and be away from the ball, like away from the other side.
Mm-hmm, I agree. Yep, looks like both teams are able to get one knocked out player back apiece.
Meaning that currently, Robin is still on the outs for players, but depending on what happens here, we could see that turnaround. We'll have to see what kind of event we get for one thing. That's the difficulty of these early games. Sometimes you just don't get. There's no fan factor, so the events are truly random.
That being said, the Chaos Dwarves do have one fan factor, I believe I remember saying. Someone has
Yes,
a fan
but
factor.
oh, I believe they both might. But what I mean is, at the beginning of the match, at least to my understanding, there is a roll made with fan factor as a multiplier, and if you look at their cards, it'll show you what the multiplier ended up being. And I believe they both rolled so that they have even zeros.
Ah, I gotcha.
So neither of them has an edge. It's truly, as far as Blood Bowl can be, it is truly as random as possible. All right, he kept his centaurs back in order to try and keep them safe from getting swarmed and overwhelmed, which I think is probably a good call here. And it looks like Robin's not going to be going for the keep away game. It looks like Robin may just be going for the I'm going to punch a hole and I'm going to swarm into their side.
Could be fairly easy to do with leaps and getting over that line. An extra reroll for the Marauders.
Oh, what? And we've got Super Volcano already has the ball.
Wow, how about that?
Okay, so this changes a lot. Now we have to see, does Robin try and cage up, make it a little bit slower, or does he try and just go for a touchdown right now? Because he has a pretty solid chance of getting 1 in 2 turns.
I don't think he's in a good enough position with the hobgoblins back there that he could get Super Volcano Eruption all the way down the field. Just one blitz from a hobgoblin could do him in.
Absolutely true, but I think my prediction is that he, on this front line, is going to attempt to punch a hole through Blueberry Bob and potentially Angry Aaron to allow Super Volcano to get in there, then form a screen or a cage around him.
That's probably what the smartest play is going to be, but forming a cage against a dwarf team, you're just going to get hurt.
It's true. It's going to be rough. Okay, no, he is caging up back here. Since he's already got the ball, he already knows he's somewhat safe in that. He is going to play it safe, and I respect that. Admittedly, my prediction was mostly based on how I just absolutely love to really push at that ball when I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pushing him.
Yep. Hopefully you can get an injury on this hobgoblin for the second hit.
That's what he's hoping for. Okay, he's got the shot. See how it goes. Ooh, yeah, he's getting something.
Ah, no injury.
Nope, but a stun is not bad given his situation right now. The more guys he can keep out of play, the better.
Making the same play he did in the first half of putting a catcher way behind enemy lines.
It does force the other team to split their resources at least a little bit. Oh, might we have something here as well? Nope, just a slight delay in the server. So, yeah, with the catcher back there, they're either going to have to split their resources or ignore him. Either way is going to help Robin in these next couple of turns. Will he actually do anything with these two guys, though? Or will he just leave them there to kind of essentially stop anyone from getting through that spot? No, he's gonna get around. He's going for the blitz on this dwarf.
Okay, that's an interesting call. I would have run him around behind enemy lines as well, just to keep them distracted with the potential other targets for a toss.
Although I personally think this is dangerous because this One-Horn Harry now has a fairly easy line to get it back there. There we go. That's a little bit safer, but without that going back, if that hadn't have worked quite as well, I think that almost would have been the wrong play. But I think it worked out for him. Keeping everybody as distracted as possible.
Yep. All the blocks going your way, no downs, and getting the ball in your first turn of your half is not a bad result.
No, in fact, it's pretty good. But let's see how the Marauders respond.
Interesting to me that he didn't go for the blitz with Glubum's De Sniffa onto Artificial Black Hole. That's what I would have absolutely done.
It definitely seems like a good idea, but it looks like he's trying to essentially open up this side to start getting people. Yep, because he's got the guy on the ball now.
Yep. Definitely a good move.
Yeah, that sack is going to be more valuable because there's no guarantee this catcher can do anything anyway. But he is at least putting enough resources on that might be a big difference here. Tough thing is, though, Kislev has those long, long legs.
You can build the best cage you can around a ball carrier, but one leap, it's all for nothing.
Yeah, one good leap, especially given that there have been no rerolls so far. So, Robin still has some good options going forward. All he needs to do is push or knock down Teething Thomas, and that's even easier. Gonna take the hit on Quirky Quinn. Let's see, who else we got? Have I missed any of these amazing names? Nope, they've all been fairly well utilized. Ooh, has to use the reroll there instead of on the leap, though. That might be a bit difficult.
That's right, I think he's got his bad luck with leaps out of the way in the first half.
That's his hope, I'm sure. Okay. So, he's officially cleared a pretty good path for this leap to happen. If that's his plan. He also could hand it off right now to Gamma Ray Burst and have him run it down. Potentially even having him then blitz on Quirky Quinn over here, getting the ball to safety, putting him in a partial cage, and putting him far away from most of the tools that could actually get back there to do a retaliation blitz.
Definitely a good option that he has available to him, but with it being still raining and a reroll gone already this turn, the handoff might be a bit too risky.
It could well be, but it does look like he's setting up that potential screen. Okay, he's getting him down there. He might, in fact, just be planning to pass it. No, not pass it. He's actually marked green and mean.
Yeah, I think maybe Grant for Fife maybe forgot to move him last turn.
So, he's still got hostile aliens there. Okay, he did use the leap.
Good, good.
And where's he going with him now, though?
He's got to go hide behind major asteroid impact, I think. Yep.
Yep, he's set himself up a pretty good screen here, though. Green and Mean is going to have to dodge away to try and get anywhere. Oh, and he's got the catcher free now.
Yep,
again.
Black Hole, going to be a threat.
I think the play here might actually be to center up Black Hole a little bit. He'll, that would put him in somewhat danger, but he's already in danger right there, and that way he doesn't have that risk of, yep. I'd have put him further downfield, but yeah, that's about what I thought.
It looks like he's just trying to get in the way of Silvertooth.
Yes, although Silvertooth does not have a particularly good line on him anyway. And then, ooh. Failed to go in for it.
Ran face first into a foot.
We've all been there. Happened to a friend of mine once at college when he was trying to open a door for someone. The mistake he made was he was trying to run forward to catch it, and the other person tried to catch it with their foot. And the rest is history, as they say.
Foot wins every time.
Generally, yes. Okay, so it looks like he's going to try and use Green and Mean to clear Gamma Ray Burst and get somebody on the ball. Nope, he's just going straight for the blitz on the ball carrier. Didn't work out for him. Is he going to use a reroll here?
Or does he take the both down? Yep. Gonna reroll.
Potentially dangerous, because the Kislevs still have the far advantage on picking up this ball.
Yeah, that's a easy hit Quirky Quinn to get the ball free, somehow get it to Artificial Black Hole.
Artificial Black Hole just needs to leap over like one guy even right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going to be hard because he does now also have Silvertooth on the ball, but at the same time, it's not that bad. Okay, okay. Now it's a little harder.
Yeah.
But again, this is a lot of resources. It's still early in the half, so we'll see what happens. But this is a lot of resources to essentially just make it hard for the Kislevs to score, not actually doing much to get the Marauders on the far end of the field to actually get them to score.
And thankfully, so far for the Kislev, there haven't been any injuries on their side, I don't believe. One sent off for a foul, so
And he was a
we can get some
loner.
injuries in here for the Chaos Dwarves. That's kind of what they're hoping for, I think, at this point.
Now, yep, it seems like he's going to try and push him onto the ball. Especially relying on the fact that these guys just have a terrible time picking it up. I don't think he re-rolled that one.
No, no. Especially not when it's going to cause a turnover.
Yeah. Okay, that's not a much better spot, admittedly. However, yep, now he's going to, I think, potentially use his blitz. Oh, no, he's got jump up. He's going to push him back onto the ball to try and get it to scatter again to a better spot.
Yep, get it away from these big, scary dwarves.
That is way better.
Definitely.
That is even doable. With one assist, he could then just leap his engineered bioweapon over, and he's got not a bad shot of picking it up. It's still dangerous. He may just use this turn to try and get people around the ball, but... okay. Got a 6 on that. Nice. Okay, yep. He's
Goblin.
clearing the goblin, and then I think engineered bioweapon, I actually meant, is going to be the one he's going to try and either dodge out or leap out onto that ball. I do not believe he has used his reroll this turn.
Nope,
so,
not yet.
It's looking like that might be his best move. Because even if he fails, he's got it fairly well surrounded by other Kislevs.
Yeah, engineered bioweapon has a crucial turn coming up. Definitely blitz with him, leap, try to get Blueberry Bob out of the way, and then pick up the ball, hopefully.
Okay, is he going to try... Yep, he's going to try the second hit on the Hobgoblin, which works this time. Ooh, that's what he needed.
Yeah.
Angry Aaron's even angrier.
Finally, that armor value 7.
What had to happen eventually. All right, so now it's just how does he use bioweapon?
Well,
like that. Oh, did he decide not to use the no, or did it fail? No, he just chose not to use it.
That's okay, I think. Maybe he's just in the way.
Well, that sucks for hostile aliens. This is a very interesting match because it's just been really congested.
It has. Which does usually play to the dwarves' strength.
It generally does, but the difficulty here is that it's just the congestion has stopped them from handling the ball at all.
What's that
They've
saying?
had it.
With dwarves, you know, what ball?
Yeah. They're going to do their best to just knock the crap out of the Kislevs, but they just aren't making much progress to actually ever scoring to tie up this game. I think at the very best, they're going to get a tie. That actually might be much worse for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Kislevs do have people back here. A couple of well-placed hits and blitzes. Oh, they could even, potentially, if they stood up bioweapon and used major asteroid impact. Oh, they might need another assist based on how many dwarves are there. Ooh, that's a bad one right there. But you get the double ones out of the way.
Hopefully he doesn't need a reroll later on, though.
That's always the case, huh? Yeah, he's going to stand him up, and then I think he might attempt to push Blueberry Bob onto the ball. In some capacity here. Right, first and foremost. Okay, yes, and up or left? Yep, up. He's trying to knock the ball free so he can get somebody to leap onto it.
Oh, going the right way.
Okay. That was incredible.
How much did the pouring rain come into effect there?
Yeah. The pouring rain and the heavy engagement of the ball right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, what does he do? What? I think my play right now would be, yep, I was going to say, you got to free up your self-replicating nanites. One I haven't mentioned before.
Yeah.
This is his first time being relevant. And I think he might try and pick it up with him. Or, no, he's just going to try and surround it a little bit better before he tries to pick it up.
Yep, fair.
But I do think his Robin's priority right now is to either surround the ball as much as possible or to pick it up.
Yep, he does get to pick up. Nice.
Yeah, that dodge, not hard for him right now. But what does he do now? Because he is somewhat safe, except for from that centaur.
Right. Try to build as best the cage you can.
With
try to
two
leap
guys
out
who are way over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He could leap out Gamma Ray Burst, try and put him in the way to make it as hard as possible for Redhead Robert to get over there. Oh my god.
He's going to dump it off.
You know what? That's actually a great idea right here. Because let's take a quick look. Nope, not a single one of the Chaos Dwarves team can even get over there. The best he can do is he can get Redhead Robert next to it.
Mm-hmm. And that's with 3 go for it. He does have sure feet, but...
But that is not one you want to do right now with the game on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because he can knock a lot of these guys down. He can even stun and hurt them. But right now, Robin just has the distinct advantage. All he needs to do is get one guy over there. This catcher right here, self-replicating nanites, if he can get him on the ball and get his other catcher, Artificial Black Hole, into the end zone, I think we could see a touchdown this next turn.
I mean, yeah, easily. Self-replicating nanites might just walk it in himself. One go for it.
Yeah, let's take a count out of that one. Yeah, might be a bit difficult for him. I think Artificial Black Hole is a little bit closer. I think Artificial Black Hole could do it. I don't know that with going for its self-replicating nanites could get to the ball and then into the end zone.
Oh, okay. You might have to go a bit too far to the left. Okay, that's fair.
Oh man, he's got to use this blitz wisely. Who does he blitz?
Someone with armor value 7. Try to kill someone.
Okay, so... Okay, another KO. So now all he's got is... But what we could also see... Now... Oh wait, no, he's stunned. Well, this is going to be a difficult one. I'm thinking the... Oh, that's as far as he's going to go right there because of that blitz. He can't get next to the ball now.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of knockdowns and a lot of stuns, but I think given the just given the way this works, I think we could see. Oh no, nuclear war does not have the distance. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one to see what happens. There is no chance, I don't think, for a score this turn now.
Yeah, nuclear war can't get there. Self-replicating nanites has to move too far. Yeah.
Well, actually, with jump up and a leap, gamma ray burst could get into the end zone somewhere.
Okay.
And then with a slightly risky throw, I don't know that will be what Robin does here though. That does sort of play a little bit too much into the risk, especially with the rain right now.
Mm-hmm. Been very rotten luck, I wanted to say, for Grant for Fife, getting no injuries so far.
Or just really great luck for Robin. Whose luck is better, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so instead he uses the blitz to get gamma ray burst up and moving.
Okay. Not much to show for it.
No, not really. I mean, he can still get down to the end zone if that's, yeah, which seems to be what he's doing. Yep, okay. He might not go all the way. Nope, he's doing it.
Careful for the surf. Oh, jeez. That's a prime target for that bull centaur now.
It is. But if he can get that self-replicating nanite on that ball, move him just a little and pass it, it might not matter. I think that's where Robin's head is at right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because he even decided to take the risky dodge.
So far, so good. Yep.
And is he going to pass, or is he going to make himself a target for the bull centaur? Okay, so, yep, he's going for the pass. It's a good pass.
Oh.
Okay, now he's just got to re-roll that catch. He's got the chance here. He got it. Touchdown. What great luck. And also, just a great play.
Indeed. Yeah, he can't leave Kislev alone that close to the end zone for too many turns. Otherwise, this is just an inevitability.
Wow. And I think that solidifies this as a win for Robin, because even if the Chaos Dwarves do manage to march their stubby asses all the way down, they don't have the turns left to get 2 touchdowns with the movement and the rain.
Definitely not, yeah. Now it's just a matter of, can Kislev get another pretty quick touchdown, or can we get some injury SPP?
Some ISPP, as they say. Honestly though, I think things have just, from this game so far, things have just worked out for the Kislev. Obviously, Robin has actually played phenomenally, given the situation. He has been down players and really gotten rocked by the strength advantage that the Chaos Dwarves have, but he's also just been playing really solidly.
Mm-hmm. With that touchdown, actually, Gamma Ray Burst, it earns himself a level 2.
Oh, wow. First level on the team. Both teams get an extra reroll. That's going to be vital right now. Okay, failed pickup, but the ball is right next to his hobgoblins, so.
There it goes.
Oh, natural pandemic. Miss next game. Is that enough for an Apo? No. Wait. Does he have an Apo? No, he doesn't. That's right.
I don't think there's a Apothecary in either. Oh, wait. The Chaos Dwarves have one. Right.
Yes. Somewhat ironically, the less fragile team has an Apo.
Mm-hmm. That actually earned a level up for Redhead Robert as well.
Ooh, that's going to be dangerous. Centaur with a level up. Those are hard to deal with.
Ball's coming in handy there.
Stun on the hostile aliens. It looks like the strategy right now for the Marauders is just, I think he knows that he cannot win this game, I think he's going to try and score for the SPP, but I think he's just going to try and destroy this other team at this point.
And so far, one injury in one turn. Hopefully
One
that luck can
injury and a
continue.
stun. Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of where it looks like he's headed. It looks like he's kind of realized where he's at, and he's just going to try and get as much out of this game as possible. Now, the question is, does Robin try and stop him from scoring at all? Does he try and keep his guys a little bit safe, seeing as how he's down a guy now again?
Yeah, I think just try to mitigate injuries as much as you can. Keep you guys out of arm's reach as much as you can. Try to pressure the ball to get them to panic and scatter as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to free up Gamma Ray Burst, I think partially to keep him safe. Might have been the intent there. Try and keep him away from the harder hits, given that he's the level up now. Good leap.
Yeah, here comes that ball pressure.
Yep, that's a good idea. If he puts the ball pressure on right now, it makes the sort of slaughter going on up here a little bit harder to maintain, because you don't want to let Robin get a third touchdown.
With only 2 hobgoblins back there to defend it.
Yeah, especially with that.
That being said, they can make short work of that catcher on his own.
Oh man, getting everybody over the line, he is putting heavy pressure on him to try and like reverse momentum.
Yeah, I don't think, apart from kickoffs, has the ball even really been on the Kislev side of the pitch?
I don't believe, other than by Robin's own choice of going back, it has. The Dwarves have not breached that halfway point yet, I don't believe, with the ball. I think the closest they got is a hobgoblin got to about the 50-yard line and then got knocked.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, and now we see this, where he's gonna try and, not totally, but he's gonna try and reverse momentum as much as possible to try and get pressure off of the ball. Not a much better spot.
Yeah, definitely not.
Scattering towards the Kislevs. Yeah, but he can't take any other hits, really.
Rotten luck picking up that ball.
It's not even... It's tough because it's some of that, but also it's not even luck that you can blame too much, because it's just... With rain and low agility, his team is not built for this game. Oh my god. I say that right as the impossible happens.
Good job, Golden Gary.
Golden Gary is also pretty close to a level up. Now here's the question. The tough thing is, because of the way that happened, it's still a turnover. So, Golden Gary can't go anywhere right now, and he is somewhat vulnerable. I think what you need to do in this situation, if you're Robin, blitz Blueberry Bob, get him off so that there's not as much assist. Then you just surround Golden Gary and use a bioweapon to just smack him.
Yeah, although there is enough room on his right side that I think you could get enough people in there to get at least a 2-die on Golden Gary as it is.
Yes. We'll see what happens here. Okay, he's pushing, trying to get that dwarf just disengaged, essentially.
Open up a little bit more.
Whew. Self-replicating nanites could jump in for the assist. Okay,
Uh-oh.
he's using a reroll. Has to. Against Quirky Quinn. Gets Quirky Quinn down, though, which is good, because that essentially means, especially if the action starts moving to this side of the field, for at least a couple of turns, Quirky Quinn is not even an issue.
Definitely. And that thankfully freed up major asteroid impact enough so he can come over and tag both of them, so he's not going to be lending his strength to anybody.
Yes. So now, I think we're going to see, here in the next action, we're probably going to see the hit on Gary. That's the tough thing about... Let's see, let's take a look at Gary. Yeah, that's the tough thing. If a dwarf does get the ball, though, especially on a Chaos Dwarf team, it's just really, really hard to get it away from him.
So with your playstyle, are you more of a do your most important moves first, or do extra moves first that might make that important move easier?
I tend to do if my extra moves can make it easier without rolling dice, I do that first. And otherwise, I try and do my important things first in life or death situations where it's like I'm either tying, losing, winning in this moment. That's when I tend to do them first, because it's like I can't risk taking this one block if that's going to be my sixth that I need, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's the 2-dying Golden Gary, knocks him down. And breaks armor.
Ooh. It's only a stun, but that's not bad for this situation. Because right now, other than Blueberry Bob, there's no one on that ball except Kislev. And they can only blitz one guy. So most of those guys are pretty safe right now.
Gonna move in, tag as many people as you can.
Yep.
Probably blitz with one Horn Harry.
Typical dwarf strats. Try and knock out nuclear war. A noble goal, if ever there was one. Yep, you were right. And let's see.
Oh,
Doesn't really work the way he wanted it to.
no block on the Centaur, unfortunately, but he's still able to hit with Blueberry Bob. Gets him that time.
I would have put him up since to put him next to... Well, that's actually a difficult one. Given the way things are spaced out right now, that was probably the right move. And another failure.
I believe that's close to 6 or maybe even 8 attempts for Green and Mean to pick up the ball.
Yeah, and not once.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's tough because that was a 5 pickup. You know, you have to get 5 or higher because A, it's raining, B, you're still surrounded by Kislev on at least one side.
Yep. And that brings us to the last turn for Kislev.
Yes. Kislev has a scoring threat in self-replicating nanites.
Mm-hmm.
What they also have is 0 rerolls.
They also have 4 Chaos Dwarves right on top of that ball.
They are in a precarious situation, but I think some big-time plays could yield them another touchdown.
Definitely in the realm of possibility, but it is going to need some crazy luck.
Let's see if Robin's got that today. Both teams have played phenomenally, and luck has been fairly even, I would say, as far as perhaps favoring Kislev slightly more in the dice rolls, but at the same time, in the first half, Robin failed like every leap he attempted for a little bit there.
So far, has there been any failed leaps in the second half? I don't think there have been.
I think he had to re-roll 1. a single one towards the beginning of the second half.
Okay.
So now he's going to try and knock one of these guys to free up that ball for, I think, Gamma Ray Burst.
Yeah, Robin is a fan of just knocking some random fool onto the ball to try to pop it out somewhere better.
Okay, he's using Gamma Ray Burst to do this.
Gets it.
And it works. He's going to knock it onto the ball. And he's relying on the rain and everything to keep the ball out of the hands of Chaos, even if it does fly into one of them. Okay, so it's a better spot because there's only the Centaur on it now. But he doesn't have any hits on the Centaur, meaning it looks like he's either going to have to leap that catcher, try and pick up the ball, and then take a lob. Yep, he's going for the dodge first. Pick up the ball, doesn't have it, and that's the game. That's Kislev's game. And as of now, that is pretty much Chaos. They don't have anyone that can score.
Yep.
As of now, what they're going to do is probably just beat the shit out of these guys.
Yep, here's going to come a bloodbath now. So far, so good.
Oh, wow. Good start to that. No long-term effects, so it's just SPP.
Brings One Horn Harry one more injury closer to getting his first level up.
It's true. If he gets MVP, he'll have 2 leveled Centaurs by the second game.
There's the blitz down early.
Trying to... Not entirely... I don't know if he's knocking it into the ball intentionally, or if it's just, you know, knock him wherever you've got him, basically, at this point. Trying to get as much assist as possible to knock out hostile aliens.
Comes the claw. No injury.
No, just a stun.
Are we going to see
And
a foul?
that's the game. Well, oh, he could foul. No, I don't think he can reach anyone.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, GG.
And that is the end of the game. Okay, let's see. Nuclear War leveled up. So we've got, I think, 2 level ups per team. Potentially.
Yeah, with 8 SPP on Gamma Ray Burst, that earns him 1, and then Redhead Robert getting the other.
Yep. Oh, and Nuclear War also seems to have leveled up based on the MVP.
MVP, that's right.
Wow.
Did get MVP on Silvertooth, so just a bit closer to getting his level 3.
Let's take a quick look at these dice rolls.
Sure.
Just because I have to see catch. For pickup, he had the Marauders had a 10% pickup rate. They tried to pick it up 10 times and did it once.
Those poor hobgoblins, they definitely need some sure hands on them.
Whereas on the same stat, there was a 50% on the threats to our existence. So that was fascinating. Just that sort of disparity. Also, the Kislevs, 46s, only 24 ones.
Not bad at all.
That is insane.
Look at that, 29 leaps, and most of those failures were in the first half.
That's
only
true.
5 of them.
Yeah, that's very close to average, actually, with it being a 67% chance and him getting 82. Actually, he got well over average with 82%. Some of those were 67% leaps. I do not know enough about Kislev to know if all of them were.
And we have,
as far as block dice, those are a little more average for the Marauders, and very average for the threats to our existence. A lot of pushes, and pretty middling everywhere else.
We're actually joined by Robin in the chat. So hello, GG, good sir. Congrats on your win.
Yeah, congratulations. That was one hell of a game. Really well played. I've never been so afraid for the existence of humanity.
Alrighty, but I think that is going to wrap it up for this match. Congratulations.
I think so, too. I do have one last question, if Robin wants to answer it in your chat there.
Sure.
Just real quick, have you decided what your level ups are going to be?
It was a great match for SPP for Robin. Look at that. 16 SPP altogether.
Wow. Wow. I am pretty impressed. That was really well played. Honestly, genuinely, both teams I think did really well. I do think Robin did a little bit of outplaying there, but at the same time, it was a tough one. There was pressure that whole time by Chaos. They did a really good job of staying engaged. The problem is with the leaps and everything, Kislev was just able to, the threats to our existence were just able to kind of outmaneuver that.
Yep, and that's ultimately always what wins the games. Looks like Robin's going to take block on the blitzer and wrestle on the lineman.
Those make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Good choices, I'd say. All right.
96 yards running for threats and only 6 yards running for Greg's Marauders.
I feel truly terrible about how that went. But you know what? He played a good game, and just no shame to either of them. They both played a phenomenal match.
Luckily, Greg's were able to get some injuries in the second half, so it wasn't a complete loss.
That's true. With level ups and everything, especially a Centaur level up, this early for a Chaos Dwarf team, that's gonna, I think, translate to some future wins for him, depending on what he gets. Because that's gonna make that Centaur much more of a threat, and he's only one injury away from the other Centaur from, getting some really tough big guys up there.
Agreed. Well, I think that is where we'll end it for now. Thank you very much for joining me today, Silverstrom.
Absolutely, Patrick. I really appreciate you having me on. Mm-hmm. This was a phenomenal game. It was great commentating with you. Thanks, everybody at home, and have a great, bloodthirsty day. Is that a good sign-off? Is that a Blood Bowl sign-off? I'll work on it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, good enough for the people I go out with. All right.
Good enough for government work, as I hear. All right. See you later, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hacha.